JBN, we keep you informed. U.S. student injured in attempted abduction near campus. The Mona police have launched an investigation into an attempted abduction of a female student of the University of the West Indies UW Mona yesterday morning. It happened along Golding Avenue near the university campus. It is reported that about 10:20 a.m. the student boarded a PPV taxi on Old Hope Road to go to the university. The police say other passengers got out of a vehicle in the Papine area while the student proceeded with the driver to UW's back gate. However, on reaching her destination, the driver reportedly turned down the hill towards Golding Avenue, where he is said to have pulled a knife and held it at her throat before physically assaulting the student. The police say the student managed to wrestle herself free and escape from the car with bruises. She was assisted by persons at the Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center, where the police were called. The student was taken to the Mona police post and a report was made. The driver is said to be of slim build and brown complexion with a gap between his front teeth. Anyone with information is being asked to contact the Mona police post at 876-927-2298 or 119. St. Anne taxi operator dies in St. Mary crash. A taxi operator died as a result of injuries he sustained in a two-vehicle crash along the Boscobel main road in St. Mary on Friday. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Ryan Brown of Mansfield Heights in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. Police reports are that about 10 p.m., Brown was driving his Toyota Probox motor car along the roadway when the vehicle collided into a Toyota Axio motor car that was being driven by a woman. The drivers of both vehicles sustained multiple injuries and were assisted to the hospital, where Brown died while being treated. The woman remains hospitalized. The St. Mary police are probing the incident. St. Andrew man charged in relation to fatal shooting. 21-year-old Karen Brown, otherwise called Okini, of Q Lane in St. Andrew, is to appear before the court on a murder charge following a shooting incident in his community on Thursday, February 13. The victim has been identified by the police as 39-year-old Kenyatta Thomas of Little Q Lane in the parish. The police report that about 12:35 a.m. residents heard explosions and summoned them. On their arrival, Thomas was seen with multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was transported to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. An investigation was launched and Brown was subsequently arrested and later charged on Friday, March 6, following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Soldier in murder-suicide buried. Corporal Doran Mackenzie. The soldier who committed a murder-suicide in Portmore St. Catherine on January 12 was buried on Sunday, March 8 at his hometown of Ewarton, St. Catherine, and made an appeal for people to reflect on their own lives instead of passing judgment. The mourners, who numbered about 100, included Mackenzie's wife, his mother, sisters, and other close relatives. Mackenzie was not accorded a military funeral. However, a few members of the Jamaica Defense Force JDF showed up at the funeral, all decked out in plain clothes. Those interviewed spoke glowingly of their late colleague, adding that he showed no clear sign of distress up to a few hours before things went awry. Some of the military men also helped to carry the casket, while the funeral program was in army-looking colors. The JDF was slated to deliver the remembrance, but no one came forward when that item was mentioned during the funeral service. JDF chaplain Major Reverend Denston Smalling, while officiating, lamented the loss. Corporal Mackenzie was a treasured member of the Jamaica Defense Force family, and somehow in the heightened operations, we missed the signs that there were things that were not so right with him, he said. We really mourn his loss, the loss of a member for a team, and we really hope that his soul may find rest in God's presence, Reverend Smalling further said inside the Ewarton Gospel Lighthouse. The late soldier actually attended basic school at the same lighthouse where the funeral service took place. He subsequently enrolled at Orange Field Primary School, where he passed his common entrance examination and was placed at McGrath High School in Lindsay, St. Catherine. Mackenzie later studied welding at Loidas Vale Heart Training Institute. He worked for 3 years as a maintenance personnel at the West Indies Alumina Company, Windalco Sports Club. Mackenzie apparently could not escape his childhood dream to serve in one of the island's two security forces. He applied to both of them and eventually was recruited by the JDF. He served the army with distinction for 12 years, said family friend Ramel Ricketts, who delivered the eulogy. The soldier was born in July 1984 at Tivoli Gardens Medical Center in Kingston. He was 2 years old when he, along with his mother and sisters, migrated from Kingston to Yeoton, where he had what was said to be a humble and adventurous childhood. The soldier was described as kind-hearted and jovial, adjectives not reflective of his last moments alive. Dr. Dean Reed, who delivered the sermon, told people in earshot not to be judgmental. "Let us not judge, but as we reflect, let us reflect on our own lives," he said. "I am not here because I want to judge anybody. I am here because I am an ambassador for Jesus Christ. I'm here to tell you to talk to him. I'm here to tell you surrender your life to him." Dr. Reed also urged the nation to pray for its families serving in the security forces and in other stressful jobs. "You see these men that we have protecting our nation. Their jobs are not easy," the clergyman further noted. Mackenzie, 35, was interred at the public cemetery in Yeoton. Police seek help from U.S. to extradite man accused of sodomizing 13-year-old boy. The police have sought assistance from their partners in the United States to have the former Seventh-day Adventist pastor accused of sodomizing a teenage boy in St. Anne returned to Jamaica to face charges. The police say checks with the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, have revealed that the pastor, who resigned from the church after the allegations were made, departed the island to Baltimore in the U.S. on Saturday, July 11. In a statement yesterday, the cops rejected the insinuation that their tardiness allowed the former pastor to flee the island after it was alleged that he sexually groomed the boy for more than 1 year before sodomizing him. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, continues to pursue this case as a matter of great importance. We are engaging our international law enforcement partners to ensure that the suspect is brought to justice to answer to the allegations that have been made against him, Head of the Police Corporate Communications Unit, Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay said. This matter is one that the constabulary finds very disturbing and treats with the greatest importance. However, it is wholly inaccurate to assert or even suggest that the police were negligent in the execution of their duties and that such negligence allowed the pastor to flee the country. From the moment our investigators became aware of this case, we have treated it with great importance. However, victims and their families must be aware of the fact that these sensitive cases are not static but dynamic and therefore must be treated accordingly, added Lindsay. She noted that the boy and his mother reported the incident to the police 2 days after the boy first made the allegations against the pastor. It is imperative that members of the public understand that the police cannot pursue and apprehend a suspect unless there is a formal basis in law. If you or your loved one have been the victim of a sex crime, come forward. The constabulary has officers with the relevant training to deal with these sensitive matters in a timely manner. These kinds of crimes thrive when shrouded in secrecy and shame. We must remove the veil of secrecy and shine the light of public scrutiny on all sex offenders, declared Lindsay. According to the official police report on January 8, the boy and his mother visited the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, Sissoka, to file a report, and an attempt was made to formally record a statement from the child. This statement would trigger an immediate investigation by detectives, but the boy refused to consent to it being recorded, as he said he had forgiven the suspect. The police reported that this was said in the presence and hearing of his mother and a detective sergeant, who was also present throughout the interview. The boy's mother has admitted that the boy told the police that he had forgiven the pastor, but she argued that was in relation to a sexual kiss which the pastor had done in September 2017 and not the alleged sexual assault which occurred 1 year later. When the kiss happened, the pastor said to the child, "Jesus Christ, I want me just do, me dead now. Now tell your mother, me no know what me I go do," the mother claimed that the pastor said. She also said 2 weeks later the child told the pastor that he had forgiven him. The police report that after the boy refused to submit a statement, he was referred to the Child Protection and Family Services Agency and Victim Services Division of the Ministry of Justice, where they were encouraged to give a formal statement. The police say the boy and his mother returned to the Sissoka office on January 15, 1 week after that first report was made, and agreed to return on January 18 to record the statement. On January 18, a statement was recorded from the complainant. Immediately after, the Little London Police in Westmoreland was contacted and information was given, said the report. The accused pastor had by then been transferred from the church in St. Anne, where he was based when he allegedly committed the offense, to the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Little London. According to the police, after the statement was recorded, a sergeant immediately made checks at the church in Little London but did not find the pastor. The sergeant reported shortly thereafter that he spoke to an elder of the church who informed him that the suspect informed the church a week before that he had a family emergency abroad and had to leave the island immediately, said the police report. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.